All right, we should be back.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we should be. I've got camera going this time. Looks like everything should be running. We hopefully can.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're back.
that good old face made for radio.
That's right. So Nick will walk back in here any minute, and we can have a real show, I guess. So
Happy Monday, everybody.
happy Monday, everybody. Sorry about that glitch. We've been having some technical difficulties here at the shop on audio video. Plus, we've been having a couple technical difficulties on some ice machine stuff. But
Ice
we are
Machina,
back.
yeah.
But we are back. Matthew McGreeny says, "Hey guys,
What's up, Matthew?
Hey.
I am, as I said earlier, if you saw that a little bit, drinking the Bee Nectar Zombie Killer tonight as my palate cleanser. Josh, you got the
Doc's Pear Cider.
pear, yeah. Does it give Ace the run for its money?
Yeah.
Cool. And you were in the middle of telling us about
These long stories.
The otters.
Actually, it's drinks well with otters. Double India Pale Ale. I just took a little sip. I'm going to do a pour. Just you guys can see this stuff looks like grapefruit juice.
that's collaboration with the South Carolina Aquariums, isn't it?
I believe there's some fun on the back of this that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, a portion of the proceeds or something.
Yeah.
Conservation efforts at a South Carolina aquarium. They did a couple of those.
I can smell it from here.
Well, cool. Maybe one day we'll try that on the show.
I think I am trying it on the show right now.
The rest of us can try it.
I drank one earlier today.
I doubt there's going to be any left next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then you guys miss out.
Maybe Rob will get a chance to try it at some point.
I
Come
think
in-
that's why
come
I'm
in and
making
get a
sure it's
can.
on the show tonight.
Come in and get a can, or you're going to miss out. Anyway, how about what we are tasting for the show tonight?
Rock, scissors, paper.
I know I'm last.
We probably want to do mine first.
I think so. I'm actually really glad he chose this. I caught a peek earlier.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with this.
It's an upside down can.
Well, you really couldn't tell that from this angle, but because you didn't see the label at all, you just saw the little silver strip on the back.
Oh yeah, this is just this is a can.
Wonderful. We like cans as long as they have liquid in them that we can drink.
Yeah, this is the Sunrise Bay from Bee Nectar because we always give a lot of.
He got a lot. I bet.
He doesn't leave us much,
No,
does
he-
he? Whoa. Okay. We're just messing with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Or are we?
You have lipstick on that glass?
No, I watched this one.
Yeah, so this is the Sunrise Bay mead with pineapple.
He was getting nervous.
No, I wasn't. I'm just trying to figure out how to get in the can.
Yeah, this
Come on,
is a
Stretch.
this is a mead made with pineapple from our friends over at Bee Nectar. They know we love us.
It's a session mead.
They know we love them.
So this is also one of the limited releases, and it's a session mead, right?
I don't know if it's a session mead. I just know it's a mead made with pineapple.
Sunrise Bay.
Do they?
Is anyone
not,
else catching that there?
Do they not list ABV on that?
I mean, they probably do. I don't know if I would consider
4%.
I mean, that
So
is
on a mead, that's pretty.
It's a session without being called a session.
Yeah.
It's a solid.
Dare I say the nose is somewhat grassy and floral? Almost
Smells
like
like
seagrass and pineapple.
And $4 a can. So
Yeah.
and like I said, this is one of the special releases that because of our relationship with Bee Nectar that we are getting hooked up on.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie. I have had this one before, but I just wanted to kind of whip it out.
Yeah, I had this earlier in the week as well.
It's actually
Okay,
it's
I
a
got you.
really mellow nose though. Not a whole lot of honey going on with it, but I mean a little bit with the pineapple.
That's a very pleasant beverage. I don't know if you guys are just kind of getting that. We had like this clementine mead around for a little bit of session mead that was very nice and pleasant like this. I remember making mead a while back, and it was so dark and heavy. It was like it was like ripping a schnapps or like a dark rum is like what it felt
yeah.
like. But if we really like found the best way to serve it was just like we had this old case of La Croix waters, and so we were doing these honey mead spritzers. Oh man, we were so ahead of the curve. Now it's like it's absolutely what we were
This
doing.
is actually a very refreshing beverage.
Believe me, there was
It
nothing
is.
ahead of the curve about what we were doing with our
Yeah.
mead mixers in
Normally
Nalgene
there
bottles at our college graduation.
That sounds
But,
terrible.
Yeah. So I'm getting there is a lot of pineapple on the front end, but I'm getting the honey like right there at the right there, on the back end of the palate, just like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, this is a really light.
Floral.
I have to imagine this is a hard style of mead to pull off because, like Nick was saying, a lot of honey fermentation is just so thick and viscous.
yeah.
And to get it this light and crisp, I feel like takes a lot of effort.
Man, that's a really cool beverage.
We got Courtney Budney checking in.
Uh-huh.
So the pineapple.
Oh, word. What's
Saying
up, Courtney?
Hi there, boys.
Hey.
Hey, awesome.
Is that who was just here?
I have no idea,
I,
but maybe.
we don't always get last names in the shop here.
Did we get a first name? I didn't.
Courtney was
Courtney.
her name,
Okay,
yes.
then I'm gonna assume that that's probably her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be totally awesome.
Courtney, are you the totally
Courtney and Kevin.
weird coffee drink that Josh can never forget because it's just
It's-
that good?
It's
Just
not
more than half
weird. It's
sweet.
just specific.
Just over half sweet.
And a very specific amount of cream, you know? I mean, it's not weird.
Oh, yeah,
it's just specific.
Yeah. What color?
Unforgettable.
What color?
It'd
would
be
you like
weird
your
if she
cream?
wanted like a third of a pump of amaretto.
What if we
in
had
there.
like a?
That would be weird.
What if we had like a user pad that's they like tried to order their drinks with, and then we just stand back there, and then we gotta make whatever they order. Oh yeah, it's called online ordering. Some of those
was-
are great.
Of course, that's it. She's the only important Courtney. Duh.
The only
Yes.
that
And then-
you know.
Wait a minute. Then she responds with, "Yes, I'm the strange creamy one. Don't respond dirty."
yeah,
Or do.
yeah. I mean that's
We're
a
all
hard one.
baristas here, gentlemen. So
That's a hard one, but you know,
I'm going to remain quiet on that, because we are live on Facebook, so we don't want to offend anyone.
yeah, that's right. While our alcohol-related content on Facebook may relegate to the 18 plus, we are a family
18 plus.
establishment.
But Courtney will fit right in with the gang here.
That is a really good beverage.
That really
Yeah,
is.
actually, I really enjoy that. And there's something about pineapple that is just so cool and friendly as a fruit and a beverage. And I'm always wondering, like, when you get into your pina colada, where does the pineapple end and the coconut begin, or whatever? Like, I can't ever tell. And I'm reminded once again that, like, I get this coconut kind of tinge right at the end of that.
Well, I know that the pineapple ended for me about 10 seconds ago when I finished my last sip.
Every time I think about pineapple, though, I just
Now that you had a morning spritzer, are you ready for a smoothie?
ooh.
You're just getting me back because you didn't get to taste this at the.
Well, Josh and I are really excited about summer. And, why not start
I'm
it out
actu-
with a
I'm actually very
Sunrise
interested.
Bay and then some
Oh,
smoothies?
excuse me.
I'm about to
actually-
start. I'm about to
Excuse
start.
you. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that on this program before. Usually we're like quoting numbers for Richter scale. And by the way, that was an obnoxiously loud and gross burp. So you are excused. If it's even my responsibility.
I'm actually interested to see what you guys
Did
think.
it make you tear up?
Yes. Yes, it did. Good Lord.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Maybe Courtney could rate that on like a Richter scale 1 to 10. What do you think, Courtney? Where was that burp at?
That's a 1 to 12.3.
It might be, yeah. It's a new sensor.
And that was off of mead.
Oh, man, I love that noise. I don't know about you guys. Josh, can I see your glass? I don't want you to get carried away over there.
Man. Oh Lord.
Oh, look
Hey,
at this color.
guys! While you're watching, do me a favor
That's
tonight.
funny
Looks
for me.
like we might be having some frame rate issues. Courtney says she could beat that any day.
Wow.
So if we actually
Wow.
lose connection,
That's a
let
double
me know
Owen Wilson. Wow.
on the
Wow.
live feed, because we may have, like I said, it looks like we might be having a few frame rate connections or frame rate issues.
I feel like I'm at the juice bar.
Our phrasing.
It's choice.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Man,
one.
this smells
We
like
like to optimize our vocabularies.
Smells like an IPA.
because it is
Oh man, I'm good.
double tropical smoothie from Decadent Brewing. So yeah, like I was saying, I was really looking forward to one of you guys picking this, because neither one of you were here the day that I got to try this, and I ended up having to drink this can and a couple other cans by myself. Oh shame, oh shame.
I was sitting like on the ocean front at
Yeah,
Ochre Coke.
yeah,
so-
that's cool. But
drinking Tecate.
so this is
Too hard.
That is sorry about that, guys. This is awesome.
I was hoping you'd say that, because this is also expensive.
Oh God, yes.
But as long as you guys think it's awesome.
It does bring up a good note to mention our sponsors. So far, it's Rob Warner.
Yeah, I was going to say we have sponsors. The Office Coffee Wine Bar.
Thanks. Thanks to our sponsors.
We're always open to sponsors. I mean, you could either A, buy a beer, or B, give us a sandwich for the show or
I
something.
like Josh. I
Although,
like Josh's
I don't know.
idea
Is Josh
of
repping?
food.
I'm sorry to mention it. He's wearing the Liquid Death softball jersey here.
It's a baseball tee. Why are the sleeves 3/4 length though?
It's-
Like that's an
It's so
honest
the
question.
pitcher can't hide sticky stuff on the inside of his sleeve and apply it to the ball.
Occasionally they play when the weather gets down to 60 degrees at night, and they get a little chilly sitting out there on the middle of the field by themselves.
Because like when I get cold, it's like, oh man, my
It's-
elbows. Oh.
It's like a snotty, right? Isn't that what they called the midshipmen who wore the short sleeves? They called them snotties. On the
I have no idea what you're talking about.
where's David?
Is
when I
it
need
like
him?
is it like just long enough to like show off my arm tattoo if I had one?
David
Like, ooh.
Thorpe knows what I'm talking about. Somebody go into Silver Coast tomorrow and just start talking about midshipmen.
No.
Where does this go?
It's-
Yeah, let's not
With
embarrass
David Thorpe
Silver Coast or David down there. We like both of them.
and he'll tell you all about it. Anyways, it's just about clothing. That's all I'm saying. I like it. I played baseball. I like sleeves.
Hey,
Liquid
so-
Death's good stuff too.
Oh yeah.
You want me to get
Solid
back
water.
to the beer?
I want you to get back to the beer, because this one's really interesting to me. There's a lot of flavor there for me.
I digress. I apologize, guys. There's a lot going on here. Is absolutely right. It's beer, but there's like more to the beverage. You know, guys, there's IPAs. I love my West Coast, my clarified IPAs, but this is a double IPA, but it's something completely different. It's like these milkshake type hazies, right?
Yep.
Is it brewed with lactose?
Ultra Citra Double Dry Hop Dippa, brewed with pineapple, peach, mango, tangerine, and strawberry.
So I didn't hear lactose in that
8.9%
description.
ABV.
They
may
called
not
it
list
smoothie.
lactose.
That
Yeah,
one
I don't
wasn't
know. I don't know if it does. No, I have this Westbrook here. Did that mention?
Ooh, that's
Intense
a good
aroma.
one. That's a nice little one. Ooh.
Which features, orange zest, pineapple, and peach.
Might be getting some lactose-like flavors from the mango.
I think this one might have oat. I wouldn't be surprised. Just that oat flake haze, which is my palate cleanser, the Westbrook. This one has a slightly different tinge to the opaqueness. They're like a very similar color. Just Josh, what's that scale that we talk about with beer?
Hello,
From
Linda,
that
if
would-
you're just
lightness
checking
to
in.
darkness.
That would be the
Oh, Kevin, I see you there too.
SRM scale, standard reference method
Yeah.
for colors.
It's like the first thing we use to classify and talk about beer.
I mean, it probably just up.
Ooh.
It's
Whoa.
That's for the
Well-
what is it, the MSR people. Is that what we're looking?
No, he's getting the.
I will say, Looks like it's going to be a burpy kind of evening, so brace yourselves. We've got our mics dialed in, so there
And
might
we don't
be,
even have Josh's burping friend in the corner tonight.
Yeah, the ASMR.
ASMR,
That's what you were going for right there.
Yeah.
It's like an aftershock.
At this point, I forget what it even stands for, but I know what they're doing. I know what they mean. Yeah. Let me see. Like, yeah, like that. It really doesn't work that well when you have a beard like this, though.
I guess
Especially
beards.
when half of you guys
Apparently,
down here
beards
get
are
the side
not
of your
cool
beard.
for
The best part is what my face smells like Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Stale beer.
Is this
all of it.
Maybe I should
And
be
hard cold brew.
pre-warned. This could turn problematic. I should just get rid of this while I can.
Nick, you should grow it while you can.
You should just try.
I think I did. Like it grew. That was it.
That's a year's growth for you, isn't it?
No, that was just one
This
week.
is like
I
a
just
month.
didn't do it for two from Monday to Monday. I did not shave.
His natural facial hair is like Johnny Depp in any role he's had.
Half of them, half of my whiskers grew in gray, and yes, I could count them in order to do a field survey.
Oh Lord, that hurts
So
swallowing that one.
back in middle school, middle school gym class. This is good, and then I'll be done talking about my facial hair or lack
As long
thereof.
as just your facial hair you're talking about when you're talking about middle
I know
school
middle
gym
school's
class.
fun. Well, it's a great time to discuss these things. And good buddy who already just was like, he was already like twisting the ends of his mustache, just was like, well, are you gonna ever have, I was like, it'll grow gray before it grows in. Turns out that's true. Because if it's 50% gray and it still isn't grown in, officially it's grown gray
Comments
before it grows
just for
in.
men, just to
There's not much to comment on.
You could pull like a John Waters mustache off, like a little pencil thin, like
Yeah.
right there. Just look like a little Balmer sleazeball.
Yeah, I'll just be honest. I got busy, and with mowing lawns on humid mornings, shaving is just really inconvenient.
all right.
Like, how many groundskeepers do you see who are just like really clean shaven?
So I'm going to say that was an IPA that did not take me long to drink.
No, I'm ready to put mine down,
Because-
despite my digression. What do you guys think, though? Well named? That's my real one question here. Is
Tropical
it
smoothie?
true to name?
Yeah, I don't see.
There's a lot of fruit flavor going on in that one,
Whoa, that one hit you wrong.
I don't know
No,
much about Decadent beers.
That is,
brewery. And that's the one thing, if anybody knows more and just kind of remembers something during the show.
Is that the only Decadent I picked up from them so far?
Yes. I don't know that I would consider that beer decadent.
No, the brewery is.
Yes, the brewery is decadent.
There's something I'm being reminded of. Do you guys remember the Salty Turtle Brute IPA? Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's getting
Had to
it.
get every little bit of it out.
And what happened at the... Why didn't Willy Wonka kick Charlie out when he drank the soda?
He belched or something, didn't he?
Well, it's like probably like what happened earlier today when I drank my first bit of Mountain Dew in like 3 years. And I tried some and then gave Ashley the rest. And then I spent the next 30 minutes constantly burping. I'm like, how do you not just burp? Every time I take a sip, it's like...
So,
I mean, I'll give you...
I'm going to save it for the ratings. I'm just trying to point something out.
That's a burpy beer.
It might be something with fruit. If you really use fruit, though, you're going to get, like, real carbonic, like...
It's a bubbly one.
Oh, are you waiting on me?
No,
No.
not at
No,
all.
I honestly, I can't drink anything just yet because I feel like there's this belch about
Yeah,
to
it
just
just
rip.
sits there, doesn't it?
It's like a little knot. Like right there.
I feel like I ate the
So,
garlic
while we're
knots
getting that-
from down the street.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and.
This is a great one to put on the show.
There we go. Pinha.
So, Pinha?
Pinha? Ribeiro Santo Reserva? My Portuguese is terrible.
Which I'm pretty sure means pineapple.
I thought it means pine cone, and I thought that's what Pinot Noir was named after.
Because there is a
And that's
pine
what the
cone on the label.
Pinha would be like the Portuguese version of Pinha.
So, Josh brings up a good point. Are we dealing with red wine or white wine?
Red wine. We're dealing with
There it is. There it is. You've been nursing that one out.
Oh, I got it.
2017 Reserva
I wish you guys
red
could
wine
smell this
blend.
room right now. At least this corner.
35%
I'm
Tree
gonna,
Nash.
I'm gonna need a new windscreen for my mic.
Jesus.
These are all Portuguese grapes. 35% Triga Nacional, 35%
Triga.
Alfrochera, and 30% Tinta Raiz. Roriz. I've not had.
I
Tinta
think
Roriz
he played
myself.
a couple seasons for the Orioles.
Anyway, this is going to be a red table wine. Oop, almost poured that.
Baseball joke. Baseball joke. All right. Who are the Yankees?
Was that yeah? Who caught the Belmont this weekend? Rob?
No, I was out cooking.
Yeah, we were too busy cooking baby cattle wrapped in pork.
The fast horse won.
Glasses.
Rob's really having to do a lot of reaching tonight. Man. You know, Rob, I don't think the problem magically solved itself because I haven't heard that one noise you and I have been waiting to hear all show.
I hope you don't mind that I've touched the rims of your glasses by stretching to get them.
Is it with how much chapstick do you? No.
on your
Okay. Yeah.
fingers?
Josh and I ran into a dilemma.
So
earlier.
the original first title of the show was "Always Carry Your Chapstick."
Absolutely, because we have come up with the fact that if you really want to get a free beer at a spot, drink it and then put chapstick on your lips.
Not at this spot.
No, because now we're hip to this because I came up with it.
Yeah.
But
this is part
drink
to
your
do.
beer, put a little bit of chapstick on, and then rub your lips on the glass. And then, I didn't know this until I got done with my beer, but there's lipstick or something on here.
Yeah. That's always a good.
Feel free to try that anywhere but here.
Yeah, anywhere but here.
What other? I like Josh's other unethical solutions for this. It was a great category.
I'm pretty sure we lost everybody, including Courtney.
It's all good.
Whoever's the two viewers, I know I'm one of the viewers, so whoever the other viewer is, why don't you chime in and let me know who you are?
I haven't
Because everybody else is gone.
lost him.
Lost them. Too boring. Not funny enough. Didn't like our belches.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I couldn't not belch with that beer. I could have tried to fight him back. There would have been a gremlin in my chest. Honestly, my chest was starting to have the feeling like I drank Redbreast whiskey.
I love Redbreast.
I do, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
you
it
feel like you have
doesn't like you.
You have a peat fire in your esophagus when you drink it.
So,
Redbreast isn't really peaty to me.
Well, it's heat. It's just the heat.
Well, it's a hot whiskey, yeah.
We got.
the wine.
Yeah, I'm cleansing my palate, Rob.
I'm a really big fan of Portuguese wines, like I am Spanish wines. Their tannic structure is normally really pronounced, but at the same time, they're pretty fruity.
Oop.
Well,
Ambitious.
I
knew
did
that's
hear
what
you
you're trying
say.
for.
I did hear you say Torrega Nacional, and
Yep.
Josh and I threw a little nod to that grape. We have a little affectionate attachment to it.
Yeah, I know. Silver Coast, our local winery here, usually does a Torrega Nacional.
Yeah.
One of the
when
cool
grapes are
features.
from Georgia, it has
is
this earthy and
Really,
umami.
one of the few that I really dig from there.
I honestly, apart from the label itself, it was a very successful wine for them. But one of the facts I learned about that, Torrega Nacional is one of the few grapes, and I believe there's like 5 main grapes, basically, that the flesh of the grape as well as the skin of the grape, okay, the actual fruit is the dark red color.
It's like effectively like a blood orange, where the juice is also like, because normally grape juice is
Clear.
Well, not necessarily clear, but not red, and the red comes from the skins.
Yeah, so I thought that was just a really neat thing. And as soon as you poured it, it had that deep, deep red look.
What I
Oh
do,
yeah, you can't. This is a wine you can't see through.
And it almost got me thinking,
sorry.
a nice elbow in the mic.
Yeah.
Mic check. If some of the other grapes in there are also of that grouping, grapes that have that red, the deep red fruit, not just the skin pigment.
I think it was like Eastern Europe. There was like a blood wine they drank. That it was another one of the grapes where the flesh and like the juice was red, and it would stain everything. And all the soldiers would go to battle after drinking a bunch of it.
I gotta say,
Mouth and teeth.
And everyone thought they were cannibals, which I think led into some of the vampire lore.
some Vlad stuff.
Yeah, everyone was just drunk off their butts on like this blood red wine, and everyone just
All considering drunk
looks
off
like-
their butts is great.
Well, I mean that's I can believe that to be part of a old battle lore. I mean, yeah.
Was
I
that
also found out
Carpathian Mountains.
I've
Carpathian Mountains. Is
That
what
was the whole Vlad story was
Yeah.
Carpathian Mountains. Yeah.
and I forget where I heard this one, but apparently in America in like the early 1800s, like 1830s ish, we drank about 3 times more than we do now, and everybody did.
Well, that's just because there was nothing else to drink.
cider.
Oh, yeah.
Cider was.
I'm just picturing everybody I know drinking 3 times more than me, and just imagining life.
At the same time, though, I think that like other things, currently alcohol levels are pushed.
Oh, there was liquor back then too.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that I think these levels of ABV are being pushed higher now
Well, yeah.
than what they were back in the days before.
Oh.
I think
Similar to other things that were consumed either by smoking or eating or whatever.
So Rob brings up a point that there might have been more table beverages, like pitcher style, family style, just table drinks that were fermented drinks like ciders and house wines, but they were like very low percentage. They were basically just enough alcohol to keep this
From
liquid
going
on
bad.
stable.
Yeah. But I will say though, beer and wine, like the ABVs, have stayed relatively the same over the years.
Oh, you're
There
talking,
is that.
You're talking they've like double IPAs of 8 to 12%.
I'm not talking like double IPAs. I'm talking.
That's what I was getting at. I mean, stuff like that.
I think Josh
like-
is talking about like the 5% lager.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like you got your normal guy that drinks like a 6-pack a night, cool off of work, 1830s. He's drinking 18. And then
1830s. I don't think the common worker had time to drink 18 beers.
You gotta keep in mind too that
there was no clean water.
beer probably in that point in time was more commonly found in some type of town or city. And if you didn't live in a town or city, you probably didn't drink beer on a regular basis.
Yeah, they drank wine and liquor in the rural areas.
I would say that the advent of beer and beer's association with labor unions is simply just that, as Rob's saying, is a pride in a progression from a agrarian to an industrialized community.
I was really getting at the fact that storage for beer would mainly be in your taverns, tap rooms.
We all have this
all
fanciful
warm
idea that
anyway.
we're going to make
Yeah.
beer off our back 40, but it's going to take a little more acreage than
And
that.
if
So
it-
it's going to be
if it was kept
collectivized.
warm, that it was getting more alcoholic because that's like prime fermentation temperature for ale.
You know, I actually, it's funny you mention. I lived in Columbus, Ohio. I've mentioned this a few times, but brewing history in Columbus goes back a long time, like straight back into 1840s with like original German migrations and stuff
but that's
like that.
also a larger, even back then, that was considered a larger.
It's a cow town,
metropolitan
and that's
environment.
not saying it's a small town. What that means is in the Midwest, that's one of the places where cattle were literally funneled into for slaughtering. And so, on the downside of one hill, on the bank, you have the cows and the slaughter, and then across is the ice houses and the breweries. And that's kind of like what that town did, besides then some later things. But the tradition there, though, was definitely, I think, the celebration of drinking beer as a beverage on the table and available was definitely a celebration of that industrialized farming, that communal farming, and then the advent of industrial age. Because without it, how are you getting ice production or
I was leaning more towards the fact that I feel like everyone could drink that much because everything was driven by horses at that point. And
a little bit slower.
Once we started having to drive the machines ourselves, we might have cut back on.
Yeah.
I have to appreciate what Josh is saying, because even the traditional one I'm talking about, those streets were drawn up with horse-drawn sleds.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, that wasn't a thing until the 70s.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I feel like the advent of us actually having to be in full control of point A to point B transit might have led into us cutting back on our consumption.
Rob was very yes, and think about what Rob said there with reference to the 70s. I could make a joke about I like this wine, by the way, and there's things I have to say we'll get to very soon. I could make a joke about eastbound down and load them up and truck them, but there's something going on there. Is you have near beer laws that are in essence put in the protection of the public, but are they really in the protection of the public, or are they in the protection of an industry? So what were they stopping? They were stopping the import of West Coast and Midwest beers into small market, East market states. Well, what was already there was what is the real question. And you might see religious laws, blue laws, and things, but there was still consumption going on, right? With juke joints, with liquor production, with corn whiskey, and what?
Well, hence the formation of like NASCAR.
Yeah, how we're going to protect our product even when we get nationalized. Yeah.
You got a faster car than the cops do, so you get them point
absolutely. So I think once Rob brings up, well, look at the 70s, and then eventually North Carolina ceding the idea of the near beer law and just giving it to microbrew, and
Which
then,
didn't come around to the late 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s or early 2000s. That was
Late
pop.
90s.
That was the
Yeah.
pop the cap.
Well,
I was.
And
I
they
had a
didn't
bar
pop
in
the cap all the
Wilmington.
way
I
open.
can tell you it was late 90s. It was like 98, 99.
because they had limited alcohol to begin with.
It
Anyways.
was below 5, right?
It was
5.5 was like the cap.
5.5 was the max.
I think
And
in-state
then they upped it
breweries.
to 15.
Yeah, in-state breweries were allowed to sell higher percentage before out-of-state breweries, which is commonly what other states have a problem with, is laws like that. But I think it was just like a little wrinkle.
But that was only at the brewery.
That's exactly right. And so that's where the brew pub in many states grew on that. And so we love the brew pub. Let's talk about this wine.
Yeah. Because I'm working my way.
I'm halfway through my glass already, which is just always a good sign with red wine.
So on this guy, loads of fruit on the nose.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, just big red fruit, cherry and plum, and
I'm getting like an
Man.
earthy aspect to it.
a
too.
little fig. But there is that earthiness too. A lot of Spanish wines and Portuguese wines, I do get a mushroom type of a smell. And a lot of people were like, well, mushrooms don't smell that. Well, if you get in on them.
I'd say it's this one to me is closer to like wet loam
Okay.
than mushroom. If that makes any sense.
But on the palate, I mean, we're just the tannins are there for me on the front end, and then just fade away to big bright fruits.
There's something I love about Portuguese reds. They're just so refreshing. And that's part of the challenge of, they're still very heady wines. They just have this refreshing quality where you're like, I can just keep putting this down. But
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's a full-bodied wine to match that of any other region. It's not.
Like cherry and date and whatever berries grow in the brambles over there. Because God knows there's probably some crazy little berry that grows in the bushes over there that they all eat that we don't know about.
Schnage berries.
Every country's got them. There's just some berry fruit over there.
So
The wild bears were out here lately.
Swedes got lingonberries.
what would you pair this with, Josh?
What would I pair this with?
Because, unlike the white wines that scream fish or shellfish,
I'd probably go with linguiça.
you would. Mm-hmm. And what is that?
That is Portuguese sausage.
Okay.
Kind of like the Portuguese take on chorizo. I think it's a little, from what I remember of having it, slightly milder. Mexican chorizo is ridiculous, so I'm excluding that out of this conversation. I'm talking about like the traditional Spanish, like link dried chorizo. I think chorizo itself is a little bit higher in paprika content, or depending on like the kind of paprika. Linguiça is a little milder. Goes in a lot of stuff. Probably a little bit fattier. I'd say
Smoked?
lightly.
Okay, it's lightly
I
smoked.
think it might be lightly. I think it's also a regional like variation on that. But linguiça is pretty good.
I'm definitely thinking something gamier, earthier.
Yeah, that's like the real difference between that and chorizo. Chorizo has that sharper kind of spicier side to it. Linguiça is more of like the actual meat that goes into it.
I'm thinking.
It's pork.
As simple, simple enough. Yeah, pork. But I would say more like boar.
Yeah, boar would really be where I'd go with this.
And that's the simple end, because I'm thinking more
Boy, Rob's playing right into our hula hula theme here.
goat or rabbit.
Goat would be cool. I don't know about rabbit. Rabbit might be a little bit delicate for the. I mean, rabbit has a gamey flavor,
Yeah.
but I'd want more fat with this. And rabbits are notoriously not fatty.
If we went,
It's almost like the leanest meat.
if we went for,
You can starve off of rabbits if you eat nothing but rabbit.
if we went for something from the
That's also because
Americas,
sometimes their diversity
I would
of
even
diet,
think like
given the season.
elk.
Elk would be a cool one with this. I don't think there's a lot of elk in Portugal.
No. That's why I said if we went for something.
Well,
from
and
the
that's
Americas.
something to always remember about Portuguese wines is, I mean, they're making more wine than the country's going to drink. They
Yes.
know they're importing wine around the world.
Exporting wine.
And
In-
sorry.
all honesty,
and they have
this-
ports everywhere. And so they'll make wine to match a flavor
the-
in Goa. They'll make wines to match a flavor in
Because they had colonies and trading areas set up and all of it. They were one of the world's like
top
traders. They've always
Empires.
been. Them in the Netherlands have always been like better
That's
than
right.
every other country at
Yeah,
trading. So
don't-
they're like making wine to go with all these places they have outposts at.
Don't be surprised when you're like, oh man, this would go great with some Cantonese food. Yeah, it turns out
Macau? Like anything in Macau, I guess. This is a great way to pair this with.
so that's I think that's something we always have to understand. And we made some like Brazil jokes earlier, but there's definitely like a tropic appeal to this. The fact that it fit so well in with these tropic flavors that we already had, which wasn't just a beer, it was like a mead and then a beer, both intended to just like welcome us to the hula party, And then I feel like if this is what I'm drinking, then I know there's like a spitfire, like somebody buried a pig or something.
That would be fun to have it at like effectively the primal cook we've been talking about. But like if you did like Brazilian style grill,
Are we gonna make a
Brazilian
sand cook
steakhouse
pit
kind
here?
of stuff? Like this would pair with a lot of stuff at a Brazilian steakhouse. A lot of the roasted rotisserie meats going on, just with the spicing and everything. Just lots of red meat. Heavier meat is what I see with this.
Nick, you just asked if we were going to do sandpit pig? No. One, if we do, you're going to have to dig the hole by hand by shovel.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
And
Yeah, he's good with a shovel.
You deal with those roots.
That's the first 3 feet here.
When the other thing is I would just rather bring in a cooker and just do a whole hog. I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, that's how people ended up doing tandoori. They were like, I could come up with all that, or I could just steal my neighbor's, rain gutter and cook this chicken.
Well, a tandoor is a clay oven, and it's like specifically shaped to like get heat up to a certain thing.
Yeah, but have you seen those back alley tandoors that people do? They basically use drainage clay.
It's not technically a tandoor, but it is. It's like a life hack kind of thing. It will work, but it's not the same.
It freaking works. Talk about a terroir.
So yeah, if we pull in, pull that primal cook off, then it'll be a cooker that we bring in for a whole hog. We won't.
We can have the fire pit for the on top of the. Oh my God, there's a whole thing here.
Why don't we just like build a couple of flamethrowers and hang the pig down from a tree and slowly cook the pig with flamethrowers?
For those who don't know, Rob has got several of us on the kick of doing a scaled up large primal cook. We're talking like Argentine cross. We already have a crafter, like has a model in shape already.
Plancha cooking.
Plancha, yeah. I mean, we're talking. It's some fun stuff. If you have ideas, I mean, throw them at us. But we're full steam ahead with this.
We're gonna get everything in line and then call what's his face from Manfire Food.
Yeah,
just like have torch cooking where we just like slow roast it with a torch.
Cooking.
Torch
it doesn't
cooking.
Exist.
It totally could.
That's not.
I feel like someone's cheating me out of real creme brulee.
No, I'm talking about like a piece of wood on fire torch.
Yeah. No. That's where you have the. Never mind. Josh is being facetious again.
Torch cooking. He actually kind of bent my mind. He's talking about a caveman just basically using his torch.
I'm like leaving metal out of it.
To like cook a bat. He's that hungry.
Yeah.
I offered you pizzeria earlier.
I'm not hungry.
Can I say back to, through the portal which we came, was taste pairings. Let's just get right back to this wine and talk about a couple final things. Like, what's the price on this?
19.
So you got me in under 20, just like loving this thing. It's got everything from just like a little bit of like smoky char to eucalyptus.
Tell you what, while you're heading in this direction, why don't you just go ahead and rate it?
That's what I'd love to do for us. And then we'll work backwards from there, guys.
That sounds like a good plan.
Episode reverse. I love everything about this wine, starting with the label. Josh and I were sitting here like arguing, is that a pine cone? Is that a pineapple? What is it? It's just really fun to see that. I think it's well done.
I'm going with pine cone.
On one hand, it's a very simple label. On the other hand, I really dig it.
The other reason I'm going with pine cone is because embossed is a pine branch that you probably can't see from over there.
Does he think this is a competition? Who's rating the wine right now?
I think you are, and I think you're right.
That's right.
That's right.
The Pinha. I love this stuff. They do a white that we've had in the shop, very similarly bottled up. It's super smooth, just like this red. It's super smooth. I almost am going to throw this out there for people who have been reluctant about really getting into red wines. Come in and check this one out. Check it out with some friends. Don't try to drink this whole thing yourself and expect it to go great. Just find some friends who like red wine and see what you think. Just try it out. It could go really well. I think so. I think you're going to like some food. Meat, gamey, somewhat fatty. Meat is going to be fun. These guys were talking about pork, so any kind of pork roast will be fine. You don't have to go hunt a wild boar and bury it in the ground just to have this wine. I would definitely, I'm out there on this guy's 1.7. I mean, price all considered, I'm a 1.7 on this. I'm drinking this. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm liking it. So right now, you got it.
Cool. I'm gonna say like one of my favorite pairings I'd probably have with this though, outside of everything we're talking about. A lot of seafood, honestly.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially like shellfish, like really,
I could
really
see
like
this.
really, really earthy shellfish.
You realize we're drinking the red, not the white.
Also, one thing you need to know about Josh is he likes smoking shellfish.
Well,
And
yeah. Well, I mean, I do like smoked shellfish, but I think like it really depends on the shellfish and also like the level of fat in the fish too. Like alewives would go good with this. Honestly, little sardines and anchovies prior to the salt curing would go well because they have a lot of fat, a lot of oils in them, and those would be really cool. Like crispy fried anchovies would be
I
really
can
good
see
with
this. Yeah, I can see where he's going.
A lot of like really specific coastal small fish, small fatty fish.
He's
would go
taking
good
it
with
back to China, isn't he?
this. No, this is like Portugal, dude, because this is what you catch off the coast of Portugal. You also don't eat a lot of that,
No.
and you know I love
Oh,
all
I
that
know
stuff.
I know that.
So I think that would be actually a really cool pairing. Almost like tapas style, but not tapas because it's Portugal. But I mean that, and all of that is, and actually we have a huge chunk of fish in the back that I know would go good with this.
Oh no, he went all stitches with his salt cod again.
Yeah, the bacalao that I
I
have.
have tried to give that away so many times, but he won't let me do it.
He put that
No one
salt
wants
cod
it.
in my face. Now
Well,
what
there
am I
was a
going to
couple
do
that were
about it?
interested, but he's like, no, that's for us.
No, I'm gonna. We can soak all of it. We're gonna make salt cod fritters, and you'll see how much it pairs.
I have
with
an
this.
idea. I can work with him on this.
But aside from that, I'm gonna give this a solid. I'm gonna agree with Nick on this 1.7 for like the 19 price point.
Josh,
This is a really solid red. Lots of earth, lots of fruit. I mean, this is a really good Portuguese red. It's a higher price point than a lot of Portuguese reds outside of ports and stuff like that. A lot of Portuguese reds tend to be in the lower like price range. 19 is not an expensive wine either. It's just higher than what I've seen other Portuguese reds. Again, not expensive. You're getting a really quality wine. You can tell that this is a quality wine. So 1.7, solid. There's a lot of opportunity to pair this. Also, against what Nick is saying, I would drink this by itself too.
there is that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's like kind of a universal wine.
So for me, just to follow up on one thing Josh said at the end there was, it's not expensive as a $19 wine. However, there's a couple factors that are making that wine from Portugal go up in price. One is the EU and and the US's sanctions going back and forth with each other. The other thing, though, is about 10 years ago, Portugal started actually labeling the grapes on their red wine blends. Before it was just labeled red wine, and the reason for it was they had vineyards of just row and row and row of different stuff. When a plant would die, they'd plant whatever and just throw it in there, and so they really didn't have a marking of what percentage of Touriga Nacional it was, or what this or what that is. About 15 years ago, the country decided, well, we need to fall in line with everybody else, and we need to start labeling percentages and so forth. So they really made this transition, and that also drove the price up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still
They're
far cheaper.
I used to get Portuguese red blends that were $10 that were just amazing. But the thing is year to year,
certify what or
and year to year they were totally different.
authorship. I don't know what else to call. Like, what do we call that whole labeling
I mean,
facet? You know,
it was
There is a name.
Yeah, you just had to accept the fact that it was a red table wine for Portugal, and you didn't know anything about what was it.
a
You can
total
guess.
total wild card.
Yeah, you can
You
guess,
never know
but
what
like I
you're
said,
getting
each
into.
year it was totally different. The other thing, we're talking about food, and I was acting surprised that you said seafood because I thought I might have had a wild card in my pocket. I'm glad you didn't mention it though. Octopus.
Octopus would be great with this.
I would love to get me a couple legs or tentacles and smoke them. And
Your typical octopo is like a difficult texture for me, especially when you get into like sushi octopo.
Rob's eyes light up when he
But
sees a few
smoked
suckers.
octopus. And I don't know if you've ever had like squid and ink or octopus in ink, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like
oh, yeah.
Basque
That's-
style.
Oh yeah, big paella Basque.
When
cookie.
you said it, that's kind of what I thought about. I was like,
Yes.
"There's no white wine in the world I want with octopus and ink."
But I'm thinking smoked octopus tentacles and just some veggies on the side, and that would be perfect for this.
It kind of even teases that whole fried thing that he brought up earlier.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I was kind of like, "Are you sure you're talking about seafood?" Because I was trying to pull a surprise out of my pocket, but you beat me to the seafood.
These guys always get so complex with it. Nick's gonna throw it right out
See,
there.
the crazy thing is octopus is like
Calamari.
super lean meat.
Calamari and Pinha just set it off.
I don't know that I'd go calamari. I think I would really want octopus because octopus has just that little
that.
bit.
It's a
Because
little
you-
like
you
I'm
can
gonna
get
throw it. It's a
thick and
little
meaty.
beefier.
Yeah, you can get thick and meaty tentacles versus your
And they have
squid tentacles.
texture. They like
That's right.
octopus
you
has
could
that
also-
like
well, you can
spongy
braise them to
quality.
get them a little more tender too.
Yeah.
It's like beef tongue.
Yeah.
you know?
Not just braising, like I heard you talking up some styles on veal, but like you can even texturize octopus too, and there's even methods of throwing it at rocks. If anybody loves some Anthony Bourdain, they're cracking it up right now with me bringing that up.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole like old school way of doing it, and like I love really pursuing the old pairings that they had back in the day, where it's like
And the other thing is octopus would be more native to the waters off of Portugal and off of Spain and so forth and so
because
forth.
you're dealing with deep water
Yeah,
there,
deep-
where there's not really like a continental shelf like we have over here. It's basically like
Dude, some of the biggest surfing wave in the world, the Nazarene, is like it's all about what Josh is talking about, that deep water coming right up on the shore. That's
Like-
that's why Porto, the Douro, is a deep water port. I
Yep.
mean, the way that river is.
you walk 20 feet off the shore, and you better hope you can wade or swim.
Yeah.
So
Or your buddy's got a
Yeah.
really fast jet ski.
Yeah.
Portuguese Reds have always been one of my favorite. I think personally more so before they started the classification of what grapes were in there, just because I always like that mystery each year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know where this is going. Rob likes mystery.
I would get the same wine from the winery year after year, and it was always what's it going to be this year?
Yeah.
Barca Negro was one of my favorite ones. It was a great Portuguese red blend, and you could have something that just
I would.
complete opposite.
Can I
of the
throw?
scale.
Can I throw it out there, Rob? I mean, if you're going to talk about your fascination with Portuguese wines and what mystery is, it's wonder is on the other end. Is I wonder what could take this. I wonder what this is going to taste like this year. I wonder what they have in there.
Yep.
So for all the mystery in the world, it's really that
More wonder.
feeling that we have, and then wine always answers.
Yep.
You know.
So this particular wine, though, I like the things we talked about earlier. I mean, it's got a lot of fruit. It does have a little heat as far as alcohol on the nose. However, there's still good fruit there.
That pushed me towards like a charred feeling, like
Yeah.
charred wood.
I think the palate is really nice. Again, tannins on the front goes away quickly to big fruit, rounded fruit.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be a little more critical than you guys on my rating. I'm going to go 1.5 on it. I think it's still a very nice representation of a Portuguese red. There's a lot out there that I like though with Portuguese. So 1.5 for me.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? That makes sense. I'll dig that from Rob, and he might even see this as he mentioned a few things about the higher price. than what he's accustomed to with Portuguese. I really dig that.
So I think that brings us to this guy, right?
Yeah.
Going backwards.
Decadent. Did you want to lead off since you're there? Or did
Yeah, I can do that. We're on the Decadent double tropical smoothie. So this is the one that Nick was working with his company, and he couldn't get out here. Josh was on vacation. It was kind of like a stop in from a brand new rep, and of course she came at a late time in the day. But she brought some beer samples, and they were the end of the day beer samples. So whatever's left in the cans stayed here. And I was hoping that Nick would get by to try it, but he never was able to. This was the one out of the batch that I really did like. There was actually one more expensive that I did not order, even though I liked it a lot too. This one, however, I keep saying more expensive and pricey. Yeah, this is $8.25 for a 16-ounce can. And I personally, I think it's worth it. It comes across as a very nice drinking IPA. The tropical notes in it from the fruits are very evident. It is very different from a New England style with the big citrus, notes, but it's very hazy. I think Nick might be right. There might be some oat work into it to give that haziness. As far as an IPA drinker that I'm not really, I really dug this. I think the one we had last week I really liked as well. That was not from this brewery by any means. But I'm a fan of this. So I'm going to go 1.8.
Cool. Smoothie. Beer. You got my two favorite beverages. That's how I start the day and that's how I finish the day. And it's a double IPA, so I might have to reconsider my plans. And just. However, it's going to be tough, given that price.
Yeah.
To just be drinking this all day.
You're not going to slam a 6-pack.
No, and honestly, I slammed the last bit of my sample, but I was sipping the heck out of that thing and loving every minute. It had a very full palate, so it was all the tropical notes. I know he got me earlier too. Right back at you. Fight the yawns with the burps, people. Decadent beer. I'm anxious to see what you're doing here. I want to see more from you. That's why I'm even willing to just go there and follow this trip with this tropical smoothie and say, yeah, I really liked it. On the same level, I like the Pinha. And I know for a lot of people, what I'm talking about here, a brand new label, this type of beer that we don't know a lot about, this price point, it kind of the same way you might feel about the Pinha, the wine that we talked about. I say go for it, and like I said with the wine, get this, split it with your friends. If you feel like this is a Decadent price, then split the Decadent with your friend and see if it's not the most rewarding glass of beer you've had in a while. Because that's honestly what I thought about it today. I'm sipping some other very good beers. I've got a Westbrook that comes in at $6, and I really like it. I'm still drinking, sipping on that, and loving it. And as far as the taste comparison, these two are sharing. These are close kissing cousins, just slightly different style, just ever so slightly. This thing is truly, I don't know what smoothie beer is, but I feel like this is it. I want to see more of this style. It's not the milkshake. It's not the hazy juicy. This thing's a smoothie.
So to me, the milkshake would be lactose added to give it that.
Yeah.
This is smoothie because of the fruit added.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I do take some yogurt in my smoothie typically, but just throwing that out there. Sorry, Grim. Anyways, what do we got? Here is a 1.7.
Cool. I'm going to be the divergent one.
He didn't like it.
I didn't like it as much as you guys did.
Oh, wow.
I could understand that.
Yeah. No, I mean it was good. It was solid, well-made beer. To me, like there was definitely a lot of fruit in it, but the fruit felt kind of muddled. Where it was like all that fruit together just ends up tasting like a muddled smoothie to me.
It's on the can.
Yeah,
You're a truth in advertising fan.
I am a truth in advertising fan.
Look at that artwork. It's all muddled, Rob.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as it goes, like IPAs like this style with fruit and things and like fruit flavors, I've had better. Honestly. So I've got to give them I'll give them a 1.1.
Ooh.
It's solid. The $8.25 price tag definitely influences that.
Yeah.
If this was closer to like $5 for me, like $5,
Yeah.
$5-6, I'd be more apt to get closer to the 1.5, 1.6 kind of region. But with the price point, I personally, with my flavor profile and palate that I enjoy, couldn't justify drinking this like on a regular basis. It's a nice thing to whip out. I've also had a lot of like Heady Topper and Focal Banger and a lot of really awesome IPAs out there that don't even need fruit to get those flavors. So I gotta say 1.1 for me.
Okay. You want to start off with the Bee Nektar?
Yeah, Bee Nektar, absolutely solid mead. Sunrise Bay, mead with pineapple. Super light, super refreshing. I don't really know of anything bad I've had from Bee Nektar yet. And $4 for a 12-ounce can. Cheaper than a lot of Bee Nektar stuff out there. I'm going to give that one a solid 1.6.
I'm actually... You guys are going to go nuts here. I'm at 1.7 with the meat.
Oh, heck yeah.
I feel like I really like the string of coffee drinks that we did lately that were like really nice morning pick-me-uppers, you know. Couldn't quite make a nooner try this. I tell you what, guys, from the tennis courts to the golf bag to just like lawn mowing, just like half-assing it in the garden. Like I feel like this is the thing that can re-inspire me to actually clean the garage that day. And without just like getting nuts and being like, where did I put all my tools? I don't know. You know, because it's session style. It's this perfect beverage. And I keep using that word because I need people to understand that, yeah, mead is its own thing. It's not wine. It's not beer. It's mead. But this mead came packaged slightly bubbly in a can that I could put in my garage fridge and drink like a beverage anytime I want. Feel great about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to say 1.7. Also, the price is right. $4. This thing does pack a wallop on taste. This is going to basically equal the taste of any craft soda, craft quality thing that you can imagine. Verging on the quality of wine and craft beer. And that's what mead is. It's something like that. Something special to enjoy. And the packaging, the delivery of this beverage, I freaking love it. It explores everything great about the Pineapple 1.7.
All right, so that leaves me on this. Bee Nektar doing great things with the... What are you doing over there? You eating a can?
I got it.
Oh, you're getting the label off.
He's actually a goat.
So Bee Nektar doing the right thing by going with the 12-ounce cans on a lot of your product. I think the more you do that, the better things will sell. That's not saying they don't sell well to begin with, but I think I think just the
the 500s are an affectionate piece of my memory.
and they do sell very well, but I think that just opens up a new market when you see this 12-ounce can with a lesser price point. It makes it more approachable.
When you go from $9 to $4 something,
it makes it more approachable.
yeah.
People don't necessarily consider the
Apparently, peeling labels off a can is not Rob's favorite ASMR channel.
From what I've been told, peeling labels off of things is actually a sign of I'm just gonna stop there.
So
It's halfway off.
so
Let me know if you want to finish pulling that one off.
I just want B Nectar. I think
good.
you're going in the right direction when you're going for 12-ounce cans. Hey, Zombie Killer 12-ounce can, $4.75. It's still in a price point that everybody it's approachable. Flavor wise, this is a mead. I didn't get as much honey as I was expecting to. I got a lot of pineapple on the front end and very little honey on the back. That's not a bad thing because I think if you got more honey than pineapple, there would have been conflict of flavors. And I think this is very well balanced.
It could have been the kind of honey they picked too.
I agree. I think this is very well balanced. And
Here, stack that one on there too.
that's good. That's good. That just blocks
Very well balanced.
that just blocks your face out entirely, Nick. That's cool.
That's cool.
Anyway, the Sunrise Bay was very well balanced as far as the pineapple versus honey. The honey kicked in just short of getting the pineapple acid. You had the pineapple flavor and sweetness, and then the honey kicked in to cut that acid out. I like that. Solid mead. I appreciate the fact that B Nectar had one of these reserved for us. And I'm glad that we picked one up, and I'm gonna go 175 on it. I do
Nice.
I do like it. So with that, I think that's gonna probably wrap it up for us. Josh, you got something to say?
Absolutely. If you are watching us on YouTube and not watching us on Facebook Live, because we haven't had a lot of people watching us live tonight, please do remember that some of us do have kerosene lanterns. And if you'd like to bring a jug of kerosene up here for us to burn in our kerosene lanterns, that would be great.
No kerosene jugs.
Why not?
Move on.
What about the old school heaters?
Move on.
When it's cold.
I like sandwiches better than kerosene. Move on.
Also, cornbread. Flavored cornbread works good too. So either kerosene or cornbread.
No
Pick
kerosene.
one. You can bring one up here to us. We would be appreciative of both. Rob may be less appreciative of the kerosene, but I would love it.
You have a kerosene heater.
This whole speech
No, you didn't.
has gone
Absolutely, at
sideways.
the house, yeah.
You should not have a kerosene heater in your house.
Not in the house. I don't use it that often, but
At
I use
all.
it. Well, it's nice to use every now and then.
Back to the closing remarks.
Also, please do remember to like, comment, and or subscribe below. Subscriptions are cool. Then you know every time that we do something new. If you care to hear anything from us, guilt trip right there. But yeah, we appreciate you chiming in, taking time out of your day to watch us, and we hope to honestly have you drinking with us while we're talking about what we're drinking now.
All right, guys, with that, that's going to wrap up another week of What Are You Drinking Now here at the office. Just want to say, Lisa Sanders, I see you're the last one to join us. You did cross on my mind today. So talk to you later, and we'll talk to everybody next week. So have a good one. We'll see you here at the office.
Have fun
Later,
with
everybody.
What you're drinking now.